Hello, welcome back. Wrapping up our discussion of section 3.6 on parallel and perpendicular lines. This time we do need to talk about lines being perpendicular. And it's, by definition, said that two lines are said to be perpendicular if their slopes are negative reciprocals of one another. What does that mean? Well, if we were to actually look at the two fractions for our slopes, we would find it this way. If we said slope number 1 was equal to the negative reciprocal of slope number 2, we could simply flip over the second fraction and find that the slopes were perpendicular. So slope 1 is equal to the negative reciprocal of slope number 2. Although this isn't always a practical formula to use, so as a quick example, if I said that slope 1 was 5/3, then by this definition, what should happen? Slope 2 should be the negative reciprocal. So we take the negative, since this is a positive, and reciprocal means flip this fraction over. So take 3/5. And these are two lines with slopes that are perpendicular. All right, so that's what we're after when we're looking at this work. So let's talk about this. Here's an example. It says x minus 3y equals 6, negative 3x plus y equals 4. And it asks, are the graphs of these two lines perpendicular? Well, the way for us to answer this question is actually to solve for y. If you're given an equation like this, solve for y, find the slope in the form y equals mx plus b. So solve for y, isolate y to one side of the equation, and find your slope from the equation. So let's take our first one. X minus 3y is equal to 6. I'm going to add negative x to both sides to get my y term by itself first. So I would add negative x to both sides. I would say negative 3y is equal to negative x plus 6. And then, of course, we have to divide every term by negative 3. So we're going to divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3. What do we find? Well, we find that y is equal to positive 1/3 x minus 2. Right? So our slope in case number 1 is 1/3. Let's take a look at the second equation and do a similar sort of project. We've got negative 3. All right, so we're going to take negative 3x. We're going to take negative 3x plus y equals 4. We're going to add 3x to both sides this time. So we're going to take plus 3x to every side right here, plus 3x plus 3x. Make my 3's a little bit bigger here. Y is equal to 3x plus 4. All right. So what is our slope here? The slope here is positive 3. So are these two perpendicular? The answer in this case has to be no, they're not, because although they are reciprocals, slope 1 is 1/3, slope 2 is positive 3. They're both positive, so they're not negative of one another. So both are positive. Right? In order for the two slopes to be perpendicular, they have to be negatives of one another. All right, so that's the only drawback right here. Okay, let's try this time. So now we were asked to find the equation of a line that contains the point 1, negative 4 and is perpendicular to the graph of y equals 3/2 x minus 2. What should we do? In this case, like every other case, in order to find the equation of a line, we need to find a slope. Let me try that out. I don't know what I'm trying to spell there. We need slope and we need a point. Well, we've got a point and we've got a slope. Well, the answer to that one is yes, right? The slope that is perpendicular, right? The given slope is 3/2. But if we want a perpendicular slope, we need to get the negative reciprocal of that number. That means we're going to have to take the negative, since this is positive, of the upside down fraction 2/3. And that's our perpendicular slope, the one that we need. And we can find out the equation of this line pretty directly. We can write it in the point slope form. Y minus -4, right, that's the given y value, would equal -2/3 times x minus 1. Right? And of course, when we rewrite this, y plus 4 is going to equal -2/3 times x plus -2/3 times -1 is +2/3. And of course, we would have to subtract 4 from each side if we wanted to isolate y. So y would equal -2/3 x. And let's see, 2/3 minus 4. Uh-oh. Well, that's 4 over 1. So remember, to add fractions, we have to get common denominators. So we have to multiply this by 3, multiply this by 3. So it's like taking 2/3 and subtract positive 2/3 and subtracting away 12/3, which is kind of like saying -10/3. And so our equation would be y equals -2/3 x minus 10/3. And that is the equation of the line that is perpendicular to our given graph. Good luck with the homework.